Welcome back sa atin pong channel, and today we will be discussing again a different topic. Now, yung topic po natin ngayon will be concentrated dun sa another form ng pagkuha ng vertex without transforming yung ating pong standard form into vertex form. Now, I would want to make it clear sa lahat, ito po actually ay makikita nyo sa book. Ang nagiging problema lang, pag nasa libro, hindi ipinaliwanag ko sa nakuha. And I have to admit na tayo, gusto natin lagi shortcut. Ito isang shortcut, right? The problem is, okay lang yung shortcut as long as alam natin yung pinanggagalingan. We have to know the fundamentals. So this video will actually teach us kung saan nakuha yung sinasabing shortcut na formula in getting the vertex dito po sa ating topic for today. And with that, start po tayo. Okay? Let's move. Our topic for today is how to get the vertex of quadratic function. So last time, we discussed about the transformation from the standard form to the vertex form. Now, in this case, we will be getting the vertex, the same vertex, but we will not be transforming the standard form sa vertex form ngayon. Ang ibig pong sabihin na to, yung pong ating pong given, hindi mo na kailangang i-manipulate. Makukuha natin kagad yung vertex. Okay? So, nakalagay po dito, it is an alternative way. So, another way of getting the vertex of the quadratic function. Again, we have here now our aim. And at the end of this lesson, you should be able to. This is our aim, and we have to reach for this goal. Derive the formula for the value of h and k in the quadratic equation. So, coming from the quadratic equation in standard form, we will be getting the values of h and k. And how are we going to get the values of that? We have to derive the formula. Gamit lamang po yung ating quadratic function. And next is we have to determine the vertex of the quadratic function without transforming the given in the vertex form. Ito po yung sinasabi ko kanina pa. We have to know the value of the vertex without transforming the standard form into the vertex form. Okay? Now, we have to ask the question, what are the advantages of learning this alternative way of getting the vertex of the quadratic function? Kailangan alam natin, may advantage ba yan o wala? Obviously, meron eh. Kaya nga natin ipapakita because of the advantages. Okay? Yung unang advantage po natin, it will allow us to save time, especially in exams. We have to understand sa exam, time-bound tayo. And kung ang gagawin po natin, mahaba yung computation natin, we have to transform this and we have to transform that. Minsan, kinakapos tayo sa oras. So, this will be an advantage for us kung alam natin kung paano kukuhanin. Medyo mabilis tayo makakapagsagot during examination day. And yung pangalawa, it will give us a choice on what method we will be more comfortable in getting the vertex of the quadratic function. So, iba pa rin syempre may pagpipilian ka. So, in this case, halimbawa, nahihirapan ka dito, why not try the alternative way? In like manner, sir, mas magulo yung alternative way. I'm going back to the first method na nakasanayan ko na. And that is perfectly fine. So, either way, we have here now a choice kung ano po yung pwede nating gamitin. Okay? Now, what are the two different forms of quadratic function? Actually, may mga iba pang form eh. Pero ito yung ginagamit nating dalawa. The first one is the standard form. At yung form niya, ito. F of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. And kung mayroong standard form, meron din tayo, nabanggit ko na kanina, this is the vertex form. The vertex form is f of x is equal to a times the square of quantity x minus h plus k. Yun nga pong h at saka yung k, ito yung kumakatawan sa vertex po natin. Kaya nga ito ay tinatransform natin dito. These two are the forms of quadratic function that we will be using para makuha at ma-derive yung formula para lang sa h and k without transforming this standard form sa vertex form po natin. Okay. We have to ask the question, is this correct? Ito. Is f of x equals f of x? Natural. Parang ganito lang yan. Humarap ka sa salamin, titingnan mo yung sarili mo, equal lang ba tayo? Is it the same value? Ganon. And one more thing, halimbawa, ikaw, hindi ka na humarap sa salamin, ngayon nakapambahay ka halimbawa, and then, maya-maya aalis ka, you're going to change your clothes na formal, and then you look at the mirror, you have to ask, ikaw pa rin ba yon? Equal pa rin ba? Of course. Which means, etong dalawa equal din. Familiar tayo dito sa dalawang formula na to. So as I have told you dun sa una, ang goal natin dito, maipaliwanag kung saan nakuha yung short method in getting the vertex and the vertex, the coordinate of vertex. Dito po. Hindi yung, kung ano na lang yung sabihin ng teacher, okay na yan. We have to know the reason behind that. So ito, kung familiar tayo, ito yung ating standard form. And this one is the vertex form. If tinatanggap natin na f of x is equal to f of x, nung nabago yung form niya, equal pa rin siya. Okay pa? Now, kung equal yan, kunin muna natin yung vertex form. Let's try to expand. Kasi naka-factored form siya, yung may exponent. Eto siya, may exponent. So, we will try to expand this one para mas maintindihan natin. Square muna natin yan. Ito kalalabasan. Yung a, kokopyahin lang natin because we will be working on within the grouping symbol, within the parentheses. And this means x minus h times x minus h. That will give us x squared. We simply square the first term. And then we multiply the two terms times 2. Ayun. Negative 2xh, and then square the last term, which will be h squared. So lahat po nung wala sa grouping symbol, we will simply copy it. Just like a, and just like k. Nung na-expand na natin yan, what are we going to do next? Distribute natin yung a. And that will give us ax squared. And i-distribute naman natin saan? Sa gitna. And that will give us 2axh. And last but not the least, we have to multiply to the third term. This will give us ah squared. Pag na-distribute na po natin, yung natitira, we simply bring it down. Which means, ito pong nasa taas natin, kapag in-expand natin, ito kalalabasan. I hope I'm making sense here and I'm delivering this clearly para po sa atin. Ano po? So yung f of x natin, again, to recap this one, is equal to ax squared minus 2axh plus ah squared plus k. Ito yung kabuuan nung expanded form, nung vertex form po natin. Okay, so going back nung equal sila, ito kalalabasan natin. Ax squared plus bx plus c, standard form, and yung vertex form na naka-expand, ax squared minus 2axh plus AH squared plus K. Now, there's something that I want you to focus on. Kung equal yan, meron tayong quadratic term, linear term, at constant term. Ano yung quadratic term? Yung may exponent na 2, yung x. Ano yung linear term po natin? Yung variable lang na x, walang square. At yung constant term, wala kang makikitang variable na x. Sa makatwid, if we will be looking at this given, the expanded form, dun sa vertex form po natin, this will be our quadratic term. Yung may x, ito ang linear term. Okay? And yung walang x, dalawa yan, ito ang kumakatawan po sa ating constant term. Okay? So, standard form and vertex form, again, tingnan natin yung magkakatugma na value. Quadratic term. Ax squared is equal to ax squared. Linear term natin, bx ang katumbas sa kabila, negative 2axh. Pare silang may x. Sa makatwid, yung natitira dito na walang variable na x, siya po yung constant term natin. AH squared plus K. Yung kabuuan na yan. Now, if you notice, eto, walang pagbabago. And we are looking for the values of H at saka K. Kaya, eto yung H. Sir, may H din dito. Wala tayong problema dyan. Eto yung K. Which means our main focus will lie dito sa dalawang ito. Okay? Either of the two, sir, pwede ako magsimula. It's up to you. Kaya lang dito, isa lang yung variable mo, yung H lang yung hahanapin mo sa vertex. Dito sa kabila, may H ka na, may K ka pa. So my suggestion is we start with this one. Okay. Upon reaching this stage, we have to derive the value for H and K. So, eto na yan. We are looking for H. Okay? Eto yung ating isa, eto yung pangalawa. Move tayo dito sa una. We're looking for the value of H. Kagaya ng nabanggit ko na, we will start with this one kasi dito may H na may K pa. If we will be looking for the value of H, kailangan mawala yung nasa tabi niya. Ano yung katabi niya dito? Kasama niya. Negative 2ax. Which means, we have to divide both sides by negative 2ax. Kung ano yung gusto mong mawala dito sa kabila. By doing that, na-eliminate natin yung x dito sa left side. So, ang matitira, negative b all over 2a. In like manner, pagdating sa kabila, ang nawala, yung negative 2ax. So, we will be having h. Rearranging this, hindi ka na magbabago ng sign. Pagpalitin na lang natin para at least mas presentable po sa atin. Ito yung makikita natin sa books. The value of h is equal to negative b over 2a. So given yung standard form, ito lang yung gagamitin mo para makuha yung value ng x sa vertex. Okay? Now, we will be looking at this one. Sir, may H at saka K. Kailangan natin K. Paano po yan? Isa-substitute na natin ito dito sa nakikita natin H. If you notice, instead na H yung nakasulat, H squared, ang nakalagay na dito, B or negative B over 2A squared. Sa makatwid, K na lang yung nawawala. So we can use this one. Again, first things first, solve mo muna yung nasa loob ng grouping symbol, parenthesis. So the rest, copyhin muna natin. So literally, ang ibig sabihin nito, negative B times negative B, positive B squared. 2A times 2A, 4A squared. Okay? Now, kung eto na po yung sagot natin, what will be the next one? Kung nagmumultiply tayo ng A, pwede natin cancelin yun. Ang matitira sa atin, ayun, nawala yung squared, nawala rin tong A dito. Upon reaching this stage, all we have to do is to get the value of K. So yung K natin, kailangan nagsosolo. At dahil nagsosolo lang dapat siya dito, etong kasamahan niyang ito, kailangan lumipat sa kabila. And we have to understand, we have to recall, every time that we will be moving past the equal sign, we have to change the sign nitong ililipat po natin, which will give us to this step. C minus. So, kanina positive, pagtawid naging negative. Pag solve natin dito, kailangan natin ng LCD. Ito may 1. So, itong kabila 4A. So, ang LCD nila, 4A. So, 4A divided by 1 times C is 4AC. Ito, kopyahin lang natin. Ayan. K is equal to 4AC minus B squared all over 4A. Yung iba nalilito, saan daw nanggaling yung 4AC? Ito over 1. We are looking for the value of K. Ito, gawin nating similar fractions. When I say similar fractions, again, we have to have the same denominator. So, dapat maging 4A din yan. So, kung 1 yan, we simply divide. 4A divided by 1 is 4A times C. Dun po nanggaling yung 4AC. Which will give us this value. K is equal to 4AC minus B squared all over 4A. Tandaan natin, yung A, B, and C are all real numbers, numerical coefficient dun sa ating quadratic function. So there we have it. We have here now H at saka po yung K. Try po natin. This will be our formula. So again, if we will be having a given quadratic function in standard form, and the task at hand is to get the vertex. Yun lang, walang ibang kasama. Task lang po natin. All we have to do is to use this formula. Subukan natin. So what is the vertex of f of x is equal to negative 3x squared minus 12x minus 8? Again, yung value po natin ng a, b, and c, ito. A is negative 3, katabi ng may exponent na square. Ang b natin ay negative 12, and our c is negative 8. So we are tasked to get the value of this one. Let's substitute. Wala na tayong pakialam dito sa original. If you notice, inilabas ko yung negative before ako naglagay ng value. So b dito na ang tingin ko, negative 12, over yung 2 constant. How about a, negative 3, coming from this one. So we will be simplifying things. Dito pa lang pwede na tayo mag-cancel eh. Okay? That will give us positive 4. Positive 4 over 2, that will give us 2. And 2 times negative, that is the value of h. So h is equal to negative 2. So meron na po tayong kabaa kagad pagdating po natin sa value dun sa vertex natin. We got the coordinate para sa x. Okay? This one. So after that, all we have to do now is to look for the value of k. Eto. Again, ito yung 4. What is the value of a? Negative 3. What is the value of c? Negative 8. Sa paglalagay natin, kasama pa rin po yung sign nila. Okay, so this is one group, so we have to group this one. That's the reason why we have here now the bracket. And then minus the sign of operation. And b is negative 12. If you notice, I also put parentheses. Para alam natin na ito yung kalahatan ng value ng b. So negative 12 squared. Upon simplifying this, we have here now, this one is 96. And then, sir, bakit po ito yung negative pa rin? Kasi negative 12 times negative 12 is positive 144. Positive 144 times negative will give you negative 144. Okay? And then all over 4 times negative 3 we come up with negative 12. Simplifying this further, we have here now, pag pinagsama to again, if we will be adding sign numbers, magkaiba yung sign, we subtract their absolute value. Take the sign of the larger number. So negative 48 over negative 12. And pwede natin siyang paliitin. Divisible sila parehas sa 12. So k is equal to 12. Ayan po yung value. Now, we have here now h, we have here now k. Vertex natin, yung h yung kumakatawan sa ating x. So, negative 2. K is positive 4. Ito po. Okay? So, again, in solving this kind of problem, the task is getting the vertex. Wala po tayong magiging masyadong problema kahit hindi natin i-convert. Now, I would want to make it clear, sir, mas nadadalian ako sa pagko-convert muna sa vertex form. And that's fine. Walang problema po. Kung saan po tayo mas komportable, okay po yun. Okay, so remember, ito po yung gustong ipaalala sa atin. If the task is just to get the vertex of the quadratic function and you are not asked to transform it to vertex form, this is what I'm saying kanina pa, hindi natin kailangan pagurin yung sarili natin. We can use this shortcut to get the vertex. The value of h is equal to negative b over 2a. The value of k is equal to 4ac minus b squared all over 4a. Because the vertex represented h at saka k. So ulitin ko lang po, yung pagre-represent niya, this is an ordered pair. Hindi po pwede na mawala yung parenthesis and yung comma natin. Once na nagkulang po yan, kahit saan po tayo mapunta, mali po ang magiging sagot po natin. Okay? So this will be our topic for today. So again, I'm hoping that you learned something. Ulitin ko lang po, ang goal po natin dito is for you to learn. Ayaw po namin na kung ano lang yung sabihin ng iba, tanggap lang tayo, especially teacher. So sabi kasi ni teacher, ito yung tama. So we have to know how to think. That's the reason why in-include ko itong video na to. Para alam natin saan naggagaling. Kasi ako man mismo, nagulat, biglang lumitaw ito dun sa sa module sa libro. Of course, I haven't read all the books, pero sa lahat ng nabasa kong libro, bigla na lang siya lumilitaw without explanation kung paano po nakuha yung formula na yon. So in this video that we have discussed, I hope you learned something. Ulitin ko lang, the more we use our brain, the better it will serve us in the future. So sana gamitin pa rin po natin. Always think, always strive, keep on learning, guys. Again, this is your Sir Ian, and I'm hoping that you got something from this. Again, if you find this valuable, please don't forget to subscribe, share, press that like. Okay? So thank you so much and have a nice day. Good night, guys.